Hello everyone, Milt Olson here with Maintenance Technology Systems. We are looking at our Vbox2 product today just for an overview. As you can see, we've got this program running here in the system. It's collecting data, storing that data. Just wanted to give you an overview of what the ins and outs of this program. So as you can see, the transducer settling time down here in the lower left-hand corner, that's our status bar, counts down as it moves from one group to another. This allows the vibration accelerometers to power up and settle in. It moves to the next group, goes through the same process. The groups are listed here under this drop-down list. We could choose to go to a different group if we desired. Once again, it'll move to that group, power the transducers, let them settle in, and then go ahead and take data. A couple other things to keep in mind. We can see the individual data points for this group that it's taking down here. This field shows the last file that was stored and where it was stored. We can choose to look at a waveform or an FFT spectrum and acceleration, velocity, or displacement. We just make that choice there. The standard deviation is the alarming that it sends out, or notifications level. That's currently set at 3. That's by default. The most important part of this program is its ability to trigger. It's what we call our 3D triggering. And on this particular setup, we have an RPM, start and stop. We could have a second RPM that's blanked out right here that you can't see because this particular setup doesn't use it. The one that we're primarily using is, this is just a voltage signal that's allowing this one to start or not. So that voltage signal is 6.9 volts. And that's within range, and so that's all it's triggering on is the voltage here. If I click on the Trigger DAC button, that allows us to manually a data set. So we can click onto that. A couple of things change here. We've got our manual data acquisition going. It's counting up now instead of down. When it gets to the number of data sets that we typically want, it says manual data set accumulated. Then the manual save button came back from disabled grade state. And what the program does is it keeps the last, in this case, 8 seconds of data. So you can sit and watch that data and say, oh, there's something there I'm interested in. And I hit a manual save. And notice that it says it's a manual data set, shows you where it stored it. Just goes back to the next, it automatically moves to the next group, settles the transducers, powers them up, goes to collecting data as a manual. So we'll turn that back onto a triggered data collection here. And as you can see, it's now counting down. The last feature is our setup button. We'll go ahead and hit that. Notice that we can set up our trigger files and our vibration setup files and our email setup files. Just click on one of these. It tells you which group it is. And these are all the setups, and I can change any one of these. Most of these are a free format text field, with the exception of the ones that are predefined. And you can select those. Notice that it updated both of these fields because the trigger sample rate and the vibration sample rate are designed to be the same. What's another one that gives you forces you to choose? Okay, the different type of tachometer that you're going to use. This case is just a voltage. And so you just pick that off the list. Our data storage path, our minutes between email sends, all of those things. We can save this and it will go to next. We can go over here and look at our setup for the vibration side, the actual channels where the vibration are connected, and gives you some basic information about those. These are all free format text fields that you can type in whatever needs to be typed in there. Setups for that particular point. The last place we can go here, let's do there, and we'll go to email setup. And this is where you put all of the information to send an email. It gives you kind of an idea of the setup that it's currently using, and you can change that. Notice we got some Amazon Web Services S3 bucket access. We'll provide that information to you as you have a need to push it to the AWS cloud. And that's pretty much there. So that's where this setup is done. Notice that if we get everything put in here, it'll give us a test email configuration. It'll send an email, verify your server is working, and so forth. We'll hit cancel out of that guy. Goes back to data collection at this point. The basic overview of the Vbox2 multiplexed data acquisition system.